Bitcoin appears to be gearing up for a big move to the upside. In today's video, guys, we are going to be jumping into the technical analysis on BTC, sharing my thoughts and opinions on where I think the price action is heading. Let's roll that intro, then get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Bitcoin video update. Here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the 4-hour Binance chart, and we are taking a look at the current price action with the expectation of a bit of a move to the upside. Now, as we can see in here, we do have lower highs being set, and typically these actually do have a tendency to want to have a bit of a break to the upside, a bit of a breakout kind of situation. We also find ourselves in here with lower lows as well. If we take a look at it here, you can kind of see that we're in this kind of parallel channel. So we do still think that there's a possibility of a bit of more of a move to the downside before we eventually get that big break to the upside. But it does look to me like we have a bit of a bull flag forming here for BTC. Let me show you what that looks like without the trend lines. What we'll do is we'll utilize the parallel channel to kind of just show you what that looks like. Pull this into here. Okay, so you have yourself basically the kind of pole coming in here, okay, and then the flag coming down. Okay, so when it comes to bull flags, the flag tends to go down into lower highs and lower lows. They do not tilt upwards like that. That would be bearish. This is actually more of a bullish movement here, where we see the lower highs and the lower lows. So looking at that, we do have our expectation for a bit more of a move to the upside and a bit more of a break to the upside here. Now, if I zoom out just a little bit, you can see this blue line coming through. This here is the 50 EMA, currently set at $67,543. The yellow line is the 50 SMA, simple moving average, at 66,234, and our white line is our 200 EMA at 63,792. Now, at the moment, price action is above all of those, right? So the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA is above that of the 200 EMA down here at the bottom. So again, that looks positively, right? When we have the smaller time averages, such as the 50 EMA and the 50 SMA, as soon as they are above, or as long as they are above the 200 EMA, then that is also a bullish tail. Then, of course, the price action in itself being above the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA is also a pretty bullish place to be. Okay, so although we're seeing some kind of negative price action over the last little while here, in the last few hours or so, it still looks very positive for a bit more of a move to the upside. Now, our targeted range initially for this surge to the upside was between $69,900 and $71,800, right? Which we absolutely nailed, and this is the point of rejection that we currently have. However, considering our move to the upside, considering how we are not really finding a lot of selling pressure here, we are looking for a continuation of this and the continuation of the move a little bit higher. Our macro view, if I zoom out even further here just a little bit, is to this range that we've been talking about for about 1 to 2 weeks now of $75,900 to $80,000. So this is where I'm thinking we are likely to see this next surge to the upside. But before we do that, I am looking for this little move here to finish off and play on out. My first expectation is going to be that this move to the upside for Bitcoin is looking for a targeted range of $75,000, the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for this for a very specific reason. I'm looking at this move, this macro move here, 75.9 to 80,000 is going to be a fifth wave and final movement to the upside before we see a larger correction. In order to get there, we first of all have to hit $75,000 to make our internal count work correctly. And this is Elliott wave theory, so it can be a little bit complex for anyone who doesn't understand, but we're looking for this. And I'm putting us right here inside the third wave movement of this final fifth wave, which contains 5 waves. It sounds really bonkers, but essentially what I'm talking about, guys, is that all of this here is like a wave 3. This is a wave 4. This will be a fifth wave movement, right? And inside here, what we've got is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So we're looking for a fifth wave of the third wave, and that third wave is a fifth wave in itself. Sounds a bit crazy. There's a lot going on. Elliott wave is not the easiest thing to understand, which is why I've stopped talking about it so much on the channel, simply because people just don't seem to get the understanding of the rules behind it. It's very black and white. It basically is or it isn't. The rules are there to be followed. And if you bend those rules, Elliott wave theory will not work. If you keep accurate to the rules and make them as linear and as binary as they are, true or false statements, then you tend to end up with Elliott wave theory playing out beautifully. So in here we can see, the potential bull flag, without Elliott wave theory, and we are looking at 75k. So for here we are, of course, taking a look at other indicators. So we can see here the stochastic RSI is moving down almost into the oversold area properly for the 4-hour time frame. The 1-hour time frame is also moving down. So it does look to me like we still have a little bit more room to the downside before we move upwards. And it's going to be the opportunity for a long position for BTC. So let's take a look. Where do we think this is likely to go? Well, I think we are potentially going to see a bit of a move down towards 68,500. We'll call it that. Okay. And I'm just going to draw this little target range on just down here. I'm just going to draw it in right there. Okay. So we'll look for $64,500. And then from here, really, we can look for long positions. Okay, so for me, I would be looking for entering a long position. Anywhere really just below the swing low is reasonable. We could, of course, put this right down into that 64.5, but any minimum expectations really between 64.5 and 69,300. So anywhere in there for an entry would be good. I'm just going to put this approximately midway through between those two targets. And then I'm going to put my stop loss below that 50 EMA, that yellow line that we were talking about earlier, at $67,540 approximately. And then my take profit is going to be up here at 75k. Okay, now that there will be my long position, and you can see the risk reward ratio would come in at 3.96. Okay, so that's basically $3.96 for every $1 of risk, and that's going to give you a good risk reward ratio. That means that you're able to grow your trading account over time. If you get stopped out, that's okay. You could lose a significant amount of trades. Good 70% of your trades could be lost at a 3.0 risk reward ratio, and you would still grow your account quite healthily over time using proper risk management. Now, of course, if I am to be trading, I'm going to be trading on BitGet. BitGet is my go-to platform when it comes to my leverage-based trades. There is a link to all of our affiliate links in the description down below. So why not go ahead and check out that? There's up to $30,000 of rewards, and depending on how much you deposit and trade on the platform. There are terms and conditions associated with that, so do go ahead and check it out. Link is in the description down below. That link will take you over to our website where we have all of the details on all the affiliate links and everything else you need to know about for when it comes to kind of trading and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so for everything that's going on here, obviously I'm no financial advisor. I can't give financial advice, but my approach to this would be very much look for a long position, looking to enter approximately around the 68,900 ish. Stop loss must be lower, in my opinion, than at 67,540, and our take profit is at $75,000. We can just see that at 75,000 flat. It gives us a great risk reward ratio. Okay, this is where I think we're likely to see a bit of a downturn before we finally go up into that final range of $75,000 to $80,000. Okay, so for Bitcoin here, I'm expecting some volatility. I still expect us to kind of move on down a little bit. And again, I'll be looking for breakouts as well, by the way. That could also help us with our entry here. So we'll be looking for a breakout of our upper trend line here getting breached, and we'll be looking for that move to the upside. Again, we could also look for a breakout on the $71,561, close above there, and then still target out 75. Lots of different ways of trading it, but ultimately I'm looking for a little bit more to the downside. From that move to the downside, we'll then look for a breakout, and we'll be targeting out $75,000 for BTC. Now, let's bring up our our divergence indicator, right? Our divergence indicator is showing us the relative strength index. That's the yellow line. And there's nothing else to kind of be talking about here. It is kind of business as usual, nothing being kind of flagged up as an immediate kind of concern or anything like that. It's actually looking pretty good. And so, yeah, I think for the most part, we are on track here then for a continued move to the upside. We'll just check the volume. Volume has increased on this move to the upside, decreased as we start to move on down. Also confirmation of a breakout imminent, in my opinion. So for Bitcoin, yeah, I think we're getting ready for a significant surge to a new all-time high for BTC. So yeah, I think that puts us in a pretty reasonable position for Bitcoin. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And why don't you check out this video right here, where there's a lot more going on in the crypto space.